What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to Pin the Gas Podcast, the show where we cater to your motorcycle racing needs and desires. Today, Cool Jules with Chris, the whole effing show, Simcoe, and our special guest of the afternoon, at least for us, Mr. Jedi Mind Trick, Luke Power. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
How you guys going?
What do you think? So we are known to give our guests nicknames. And I was like, Luke Power, the Jedi Mind Trick. What do you think, man? You a Star Wars fan?
That's good, man. I like it.
Jedi Mind Trick. You'd be fucking with people's heads while you're racing?
That's it, mate. Mind games.
That's it. That's what it's about. Yeah.
Chris was actually really excited, as well as I am, but Chris was just like super hyped to get on here. So I'm gonna let Chris take the floor on this one for a little bit. I'm just gonna drink some water. My throat is feeling nuts.
Luke, it's a pleasure to have you on here. Like we talked about earlier, tell me a little bit about your season here in America, like as far as the racetracks compared to the European tracks.
Yeah, so my season in America was pretty good. I mean, rookie year, top 5 in the championship and 2 podiums. So
it was mega.
Can't be too disappointed with that. So it was a good year, and I really enjoyed the championship. Enjoyed riding at all the American tracks. They were definitely unique, quite a bit different to what I'm used to, but you know they were nice. I think my favorite was probably the Laguna or Road America.
Very nice.
But yeah, they're definitely very different. You know, the European tracks are a bit more open and fast and flowing, whereas the American tracks are a bit more not so much stop and go, but they're just a bit tighter, and just the way they flow is a bit different. But still, it was a great challenge, and I really, really enjoyed it.
So, with that being said, a lot of people shit on our tracks. like let's be real, right, Chris?
Petrucci did. Yeah, he had some bad things to say about him.
So when someone who's not from here that says they actually had a great time racing here, I appreciate that as a fan, because I know our tracks aren't the best, but god damn it, it's fun seeing you guys like try to borderline kill each other on that track.
For me, I mean, in Australia we've got some bad tracks, but there's bad tracks everywhere, you know, and you just work around it. I think the only track that I had a bit of an issue with was Brainerd. I didn't really enjoy riding that track too much, but every other track for me, I mean, they were great fun. Every track had its own unique things. Some were bumpy, some weren't. Some had massive amounts of undulation. Some were completely flat. Like, it was, I had a great time.
Right. That's awesome. So how did this whole thing come about from you transitioning from Australia to America? And what was that like?
It was actually, it happened quite quick, actually. So I, in 2020, we got locked down in Australia for, I think, 112 days was the first one. And then the second one was another 100 days in 2021. And, so I was pretty sick of being locked down. And I didn't really enjoy, you know, school or anything. Like, I had enough. So I told my dad, I was like, hey, I think I'm going to go race bikes in America. Hope you're all right with that. See ya. And they were like, hey, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. So, I mean, I got to stop school the year before my final year. And yeah, go race bikes in America, have fun. And I guess it sort of led me to where I am now.
That's mega. That's a great story. It really is. That's it. Yeah. And now you're sitting on your way headed to Phillip Island, right?
Yeah, exactly. Getting a coffee from Macca's.
That's it, right? Starting the day off good, right? Going to ride some tracks. And congratulations on getting that Kawasaki ride in World Super Sport.
For real.
Thank you.
That is mega. Yeah. Yes, that was mega. I was so happy when I seen the news. I was like, yes.
Don't worry, so was I.
Yeah, I bet, right? But that's a big deal, right? And it was an honor to have you here racing in Motoamerica, right? Because it also helps promote our racing series too, right? Which is a great thing.
At the end of the day, last year was the reason why I'm racing in the World Super Sport paddock this year. So I wouldn't change it for the world. As I said, I had a great time racing in America, and you know, there was definitely nothing bad about it. There wasn't a time I was on the bike going, this isn't cool, you know. So as I said, really liked racing in America, and I'm really excited for next year with the MotoZ Racing by Pacetti Kawasaki team. And I think I think we can do quite well, especially with the team's experience and everything. I think it'll be a pretty good year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a mega year for you for sure. And I'm super excited. I can't wait. I got the app, so I'm going to watch it all the time. And I'm going to be rooting for you, Luke.
Thank you.
Chris spends an average about like $769 subscribing to all the motorsport apps. Anything to watch people on two wheels race.
Luke, the Isle of Man, British Superbike, World Superbike, MotoGP. No, you're good. I subscribe to all of them. Motoamerica, absolutely.
ASBK.
ASBK.
I knew it.
ASBK don't really have an app though, so I usually catch them on somebody on Facebook that I subscribe to. Usually, does it or on YouTube.
They got
as far as ASBK
work on that.
Goes.
Because that 1 year where Jack Miller was racing, I don't know if you saw, did you see that, Luke, when Jack Miller was racing with the ASBK?
I was racing there that year.
You were racing?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you know what? I had a question, but fuck it, we're gonna go straight into that. What was that like? Did you ever meet Jack Miller before this? Did you ever meet him at all? Was he accessible?
Yeah. So I raced in the Asia Talent Cup in 2019, and in Thailand we had a meet and greet with a bunch of Australian fans that had travelled over there. And as part of the whole meet and greet thing, me, the two other Aussie Asia Talent Cup riders, and Jack Miller all went there. So I got to meet Jack properly for the first time there. And then I've seen him here and there since then. So,
Did he like shake your hand and like transfer some of his power to you? Like what happened?
He was really cool. He's a really nice guy. He's very relaxed, very just chill. So it was really good to talk to him.
For me,
Miller's cool.
Him and Brad Binder are two people that I want to see do so well in MotoGP, because they're just a bunch of dope dudes. Now, with your transition to here, this is your first time in America, right? Or that was your first time ever? Okay. Was there anything culturally that kind of shocked you, or was this more of this is kind of what I thought it would be, or this is nothing new?
It was a bit of both, to be honest. I knew that it was going to be the way it was in a sense. Like I knew, the food would be different, the way that people would be different, the way I'd have to live would be different. But I don't think I understood the level of like how much different it would be.
Yeah. The amount of grease in our food.
I didn't want to say it, but to be honest, I was really happy when I got home. I got home and I had a bunch of vegetables and rice and just
Yeah. Our food here,
they good shit, bro.
You do have good food though. I'll give you that. Like, there's a lot of food I ate, and I was like, oh, it tastes so good, but I can never eat it again.
Right. That one time.
It's bad for the heart, but good for the soul. Is what I would say. Yeah, I just had some Popeye's chicken earlier. I don't know if they have Popeyes in Australia, but I had Popeye's chicken earlier. Definitely not my best choice. Chris, you gonna say something? Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't eat fast food at all. So I do a lot of home cooking myself, Josh. So I'm a lot of vegetables and stuff like chicken and fish and broccoli and cauliflower and all that good stuff. And I don't drink sodas or tea. I just drink water and red wine every once in a while.
I do have a couple diet soft drinks every now and then, but
that's not even that bad. Diet soft drinks, like they dispelled the myth of like if it's like worse than like actual like Diet Coke is worse than actual Coke. Apparently Diet Coke is okay. Is okay to have. But for me, today's my cheat day, so
yeah. I mean, he said a cheat day. So who was the most rider that impressed you the most here in Motoamerica?
Me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're all fast. I mean, everyone in the top 10 is within 1-2 seconds, throughout the race. So, for me, it wasn't an individual rider. Right. It was more so the level of the riders, of all of them collectively. Because in Australia, we had a couple quick guys. But in America, when I went over there was like, they weren't a heap quicker, but there was just a lot more of them that were, quick. So it was hard to get my head around a little bit at the start, because I'd be doing times, I'd be a second off or a second and a half off. I'd be sitting down in 10th and be like, what's going on here? Why am I 10th? So, it was cool though, and it definitely helped improve my riding throughout this year.
Was there a a certain rider where maybe you've got like a competitive vibe where it's like this specific person, ooh, I want to try to beat out this specific person today. Like, god damn it. Like if Chris the Show Simcoe was on track, I'd be like, I'm about to pass this motherfucker. I don't care if I come in at 15 as long as I pass him. Was there someone like you had some sort of like unspoken rivalry with? I don't know if you want to drop names, but it would be cool.
Everyone, to be honest.
He's coming after everyone.
Good answer, Luke. That's what I said. Everybody.
Fuck
Everybody.
That's
For
it.
me, like, I don't really dislike anyone. I don't,
No.
you know, I on a race weekend, I usually keep to myself. So for me, I just want to beat whoever's in front of me. If there's someone there,
That's it.
I want to pass them. Like, that's just, yeah, not anyone individual. I mean, if it was Josh Heron there, if it was, I don't know, someone I'd never seen, spoken to before, if it was Lockoff or Rocco Landers or whoever,
Right.
I just want to pass them, you know? So
That's it.
Between
for me, it doesn't matter the person.
For real. Between us three, I feel like Josh Heron has a big target on his back.
He does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does,
Yeah.
for
But
sure.
In my opinion, I don't know, Chris, you could chime in on this. I thought the super sport class was legit my favorite class to watch this year because it was just so interesting, especially seeing the V2 Panigale there. And I'm like, damn, how is this going to shake everything up? So with that being said, and the way that you adjusted to these tracks, were these tracks like difficult to really understand for you? Or was it like after a couple laps, you're like, I think I get it. I think I got it.
For me, the hardest part wasn't getting my head around the track. It was more so finding a setup in such a short time. Because this year I raced for a new team. They didn't have any notes or anything from previous years. So we were just starting from scratch every weekend, which was fine. But it was hard also when I didn't know the track. So I'd have to learn the track in the first 5 or 6 laps and then go, right, okay, how do I set the bike up for this track so I can go as fast as those guys are going? And it was hard, but it was, just hard. Like, you know, it was you had to be very, very quick, just thinking all the time right up until you got to the race. And then it was like, okay, cool. Now I can sort of relax and just send it and we'll see what happens.
It was very, very mind focused, right? And I can understand where that would be, being new to America and new to the tracks and a brand new team, where it would be a little difficult to cram all that in, you know, to the weekend. But look what you did, Josh. You killed it, man. I mean, just straight killed it. And it was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are welcome. Very welcome. Yeah.
You brought up Laguna Seca before, and how you said it was one of your favorite tracks. What? Because there's so many. There's so many corners on that track. There's so many zones, but which one was one that stuck out to you the most? Because it's usually like 4 different answers, and it's very entertaining to hear which part of that track, because that track is fucking bananas. Do you remember which part of that track that just kind of either was like your best or your worst, or like it just stuck out to you?
Yeah, I do remember. So I think it was in qualifying 2. And I'd been struggling through these 2 corners. Like there was sometimes I was good, sometimes I was inconsistent, but it was 2 corners. And I remember in qualifying, it was I believe it's labeled turn 4 and 5. So it's 2 rights.
2 rights, flat section.
Yeah.
And I remember I was so inconsistent through that. I was like, this sucks. And then I got to qualifying 2, and I remember I was a little bit angry because I'd had a good Friday, and then Saturday morning wasn't going the way I wanted it to. So I came through these 2 corners. I thought, I don't care. I'm just sending it. And I came through, and the bike was completely crossed up, coming into it, coming out of it. And it just felt like something you see, you know, Marc Marquez doing his GP bike. Like it felt so cool. I was like, yeah, that was cool. And then that was my best lap of the weekend. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm done now.
That's awesome.
So the moment you got into the swing of things, you're like, yeah, that's it, motherfucker. We out.
Yeah, it was cool. I remember sitting there and I came out of the corner. I was like, oh, that was sweet. All right, focus on the rest of the lap.
The two zones that stick out to me is turn 1, because that turn is fucking wicked. Ain't that right, Chris? After that really long straight,
I personally think turn one is more scary than the corkscrew, of course, because it's a blind corner going uphill and you're banked over to the left, 6 gear, tap wide open, and as I'm pretty sure I've never ridden Laguna, but I played a lot of video games at Laguna, right? Right, Luke? So I'm pretty sure as you crest that hill, the front tire is going to come up, right? So I'm pretty sure Luke's probably got his foot on the rear brake, dragging it, right, to keep the front wheel down. And you really don't want to roll off too much, because if you do, you're going to lose momentum. So it's a to me, that's the most trickiest probably part of Laguna.
I struggled there for the first couple laps of the first session because, as you said, it's fast, it's blind, it comes into another corner and it tightens up on the exit too. So it's it is a little bit hard to get your head around. But I found the hardest part of it was trying to find a way to, one, keep the front wheel down so it didn't push you wide, and then trying to also find a way that if the front wheel did come up, where you can position yourself to still be in a good line for the second corner.
God, Jesus.
Yeah.
Did you play like Ride 4 to like help simulate what?
I played a lot of Ride 4 and MotoGP this year. Learning all the tracks. I was getting ready to ask you if you played video games. What video games do you play? Just motorcycle games or anything else like FIFA 2023?
Call of Duty?
No, literally just motorbikes, and very occasionally I'll play F1, but that's it.
Yeah.
Motorbikes, that's it.
Yeah. So Formula 1 gets kind of redundant.
With that question, do you have the new 2023 World Superbike so you can practice on those tracks too as well?
I have played it, yeah. I haven't got it yet, but my manager in the UK has it, so whenever I'm at his, I play it. It is good fun. It's a good game.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that probably sometime next week, so I could freaking dust Chris in that game. But we've been playing MotoGP 22, and I'm sorry, Chris, we are both fucking terrible at that game.
It's a hard game, man.
So hard. But the reason why we allude to Ride 4 a lot, because if I put myself in your shoes, I've never been to America. I've never raced in America. Ride 4 has these American tracks, right? So I feel like it's a good sort of visual practice before you actually go. I mean, obviously the tracks in real life aren't comparable to the game, but at least you have a visual of what it looks like. So did you ever use that as a part of like your preparation?
Yeah, so I would start. The way I would prepare was I'd start on the video games, just, laps, repetition, just so that I could go, right, the first corner's right, second corner's left, blah, 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 etc. And then after that, I would start with the videos and doing everything else that I had to do to try and get every detail that I needed so that I could figure out what I needed to do. And yeah, I mean, it's all part of it, There's a bunch of stuff that goes on before the race, after the race, during the races that people don't really see, but it's the more you do, the better it is, right? I mean, even if some stuff's useless, the more you do, the more stuff that's going to be there that is useful. So for me, I just tried to do as much as I could and prepare as best I could.
Yeah, everything just makes it mentally, it makes it more mentally sound, so that even though the scale is a lot different, you know that there's a hard right coming up. Me personally, I don't know about you boys, but I feel like video games like Ride 4 or maybe MotoGP, assuming you could get on those tracks, I feel like could be very viral, very viable for preparation, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
I found it very useful. I enjoyed doing it, and yeah, I mean, I like playing the video games, so it was a good way of preparing for me because I enjoyed it anyway. But
that's right.
I think it definitely does help.
Yeah. So what it does Josh? What kind of training do you do besides track? Do you do any track days, supermoto, ride mountain bikes?
Yeah. So where I live in Australia, I live right. So my street goes up, and at the very end of my street is a fence to the state, the state park, and it's got a bunch of mountain bike tracks and everything. So I just do mountain bike riding there. I go for road cycles with my grandfather, and I do a lot of gym, do running, skipping, like jump rope. I do ride days. I try and do flat track and motocross when I can, but I try and stick to road racing.
Yeah, and eating healthy, not McDonald's and other American shit foods.
KFC.
I've got my McDonald's coffee this morning on the way to the
shit.
track.
I take that back, bro. You're already violating your diet. Nah. Black coffee?
I know.
Black?
Sorry?
Black.
I can't drink black coffee. It just makes me want to throw up.
Me
I have
too,
to have a
Luke. I'm
latte.
like,
it's a
yeah,
latte.
man. Yeah, me too.
shit.
I'm with you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
black.
Luke Power likes his lattes. So once he gets to the world super sport, y'all should know. Give him his fucking latte. Light and
The
sweet.
team needs to have lattes for you.
Light and sweet.
That's it.
You like
Sorry?
it like light and sweet?
Not so much sweet, just I don't know, milky.
Milky. Yeah. Okay. World Super
That's-
Sport, please get this man a milky latte. God damn it.
A milky latte machine.
Yeah, a whole espresso machine. So moving on to the big stage, because this to me is the second biggest thing to, like, I guess, Moto 2. Moving on to the big stage, was there anybody in either World Super Sport or World Superbike that you enjoy watching and you're like, man, how can I get like that or better than that? Is there anyone that just sticks out to you?
So it's quite funny because I'm going to be racing one of these people next year, so I've got to kind of cut this mentality out pretty soon. But
I understand.
I really, really enjoyed watching Top Rack on the Yamaha. Because that man is loose as.
He's a
But
god.
I also really enjoyed watching Jan Onchu on the Kawasaki.
Yes.
That guy is loose, and I loved watching it. But now he's sort of my teammate for next year, so I got to cut that out and just get on
Just
it.
beat him.
Yeah.
Just beat him.
Give it a go.
Yeah. That's number
So-
one. You want to beat your teammate, and you will.
Yeah.
I'm in your corner, Luke. I'm telling you. For real.
I'm gonna be
Thank
freaking.
You're very
I'm paying
welcome.
that. How much is it? $65
It's
a
like
month?
$80
for a year.
for a year. Yeah.
$80 for. I'm paying that. Or
Yeah.
do you want to go half seas, Chris? I'll give you 40.
Yeah, we can do
Give me
that. Yeah, we can
Because
do that.
I'm trying to watch freaking Jedi Mind Trick race, bro, and beat the shit out of his like teammate and everybody else there.
That's right.
I'm gonna be like, he was on our show, motherfucker.
we're friends with
That's
Luke.
it, right?
That's it. So, Luke, what riding on Dunlops? Have you ever raced on Dunlops before, or was that new to you when you come here to Moto America?
New to me.
So-
Everything about this year was pretty much new to me.
How did you like the Dunlops compared to the Pirellis?
They definitely weren't bad. They were just very different, and it took me. That was probably one of the longest things for me to get used to was the tires,
Mhm.
because the way you have to ride to get the most out of the tire was very different, and it's sort of how I was trying to set the bike up for myself to make myself comfortable and everything at the tracks wasn't the way I needed to set it up to get the most out of the tires and the bike performance. So
Right.
it was sort of almost like having to learn how to ride a bike again, if that makes sense. Not
It does.
exactly, not, it's not as bad as having to learn how to ride a bike again, but it was
Right.
just a big transition.
Right.
But it was
Yeah,
all
yeah.
it was all part of the fun, like the
Exactly.
unknown. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The thing about the Dunlops as well is on the edge of the tire, if you get on the gas hard on the edge of the tire, they like to spin up. So the good thing for me was it was really easy to get the bike sideways and steer with the rear, so I had a great time with it.
That's awesome. And they
That's
also
where the
got.
whole, like,
Go ahead,
oh no,
Jules.
I was just gonna say that's why so many of the freaking Motoamerica riders do like flat tracking, because if you see those videos in slow motion of how they skid the rear like into a corner, I just think that's just probably one of the sickest, most satisfying things I've ever seen. And I realize the Dunlops do that a lot. The Pirellis are a little bit more grippy, but the Dunlops they like to slide, don't they?
They do. That I would love to be able to do American flat track. That's something that's on my bucket list for sure, because I haven't done that type of flat track. I've done the Australian flat track, which is a bit different. But, man, it looks like so much fun.
Well, what's the difference between the Australian flat track compared to ours?
So the American flat track has super compact dirt, and you guys use almost the best way I can describe it is pretty much wet road tires, road tires with a bunch of grooves in them.
Yeah.
Whereas in Australia, we use like a motocross front tire, so proper knobby tires, and then the rear is like a trails bike tire, and we use that on just a dirt oval, which is it's not quite as compact as yours, and it gets chewed up pretty quick too. So
Yeah.
Oh,
I bet, especially with that motocross front tire on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's grippy.
yeah, but it tears up the track too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's strange. I just got into watching flat tracking. Well, I don't watch a lot of it, but like I watch the highlights of American flat track, and I think it's fucking it's sick. I need to get into flat tracking more because that's something I kind of want to do. I haven't hit the track yet, Luke, like at all. I just got into motorcycling like 2 years ago, and then now I'm here. So it's like I can't wait to just experiment the different aspects of the training that you guys do. One of them, and you can clue me in on this. I don't know if you do this, but a lot of the Motoamerica riders do supermoto bikes on like little go-kart tracks. Is that something that you do too? Do you enjoy doing supermotos on like little go-kart tracks?
Yeah, I did a bit of supermoto, like 450 supermoto in America, and that is such a good way of training. Especially I know a lot of people, I know quite a few riders don't do this, but for me, the best way of training on a supermoto was putting old crappy tires on it and then just doing an hour-long stint and just riding for an hour on whatever, secondhand tires I could get, and just riding and riding and riding, wait until the bike would run out of fuel, push it back, put more fuel in, and go again. So
that's right, because you learn to slide and control it.
Yeah, and and you learn to do it for long periods of time. Keep your mind, on
sharp
point
and focus, right?
Yeah, for a long time. So,
did you ever do any of those like supermoto track days with any of the Motoamerica racers?
No, I was living in Oklahoma, and there's not too many people that were living in Oklahoma, so I would just ride by myself. But I didn't really mind riding by myself. I was all right. I was vibing in my own little headspace, having fun. It was great.
I like to ride by myself too, Luke, because I do the same thing. I'm in my own headspace, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. So, what tracks are you looking forward to the most this year?
Probably Assen would have to be one of the ones I'm looking forward to. That is
Assen's sick.
Such a historic track, and just the way the track seems to flow, like it just looks like great fun. I'm excited for that one. Yeah,
Assen's an epic track, and I love playing that on the video games.
I'm decent.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, what tracks haven't you ridden on the European, on the world stage? I should say
all of them.
I'm dead.
Okay.
This is great.
So yeah.
Like
so it's like you starting in Motoamerica all over again, right? But now you're on the world stage. Yeah.
The good thing about it though is the team that I'm riding for have notes from previous years, and they already have a base set up, and I think this year's going to be not a lot easier, but it's going to be a different process to get ready for a weekend. So I don't know. I think it'll be good. I'm excited, and I think I'll enjoy it. So,
dude, we're right behind you, man. We're
definitely excited for you.
We're trying to see you put in work.
Yeah,
and we'll send you a pin the gas Jedi mind trick sticker to slap in the back of your bike. Just where no one can see it.
Yeah, absolutely,
sick, yo.
Absolutely.
You carry that nickname because, man, I'd be so proud. We gave him that nickname, motherfucker. But one of my favorite tracks on the world stage is Aragon, and I think Aragon would be probably one of the sickest tracks to see you put in work, because it's a long track. It's a long track and it's super treacherous. Is in your top. So Chris just asked you what track that you're looking forward to. Do you have a top 3 or maybe 4 or 5 tracks that aside from Assen that you're excited to freaking take and tear up? Like other two.
I suppose Portimao is another one.
Yeah, Portimao's sweet.
It's the roller coaster. But honestly, aside from those two, I'm excited for all of them. I'm excited to just every weekend, just get to the weekend, start off, and just work my way forward, try and improve, keep working with the team, learning, improving, and just I'm excited to see where we end up at the end of every weekend, because it's going to be different every weekend, right? Some tracks are going to suit me and the bike, some tracks aren't. So I'm excited to see how we can improve, how we get over, the the problems that are going to happen, because it happens everywhere, right? Everywhere you go, wherever you ride, you're going to be faced with some form of issue. So I'm excited to see the improvement of myself and my riding, not only me, as a rider, but also me as a person. So I'm excited to see, everything come together and just see where we end up at the end of the year,
Yeah, absolutely. That's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect, Luke. Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm hyped for next season. Like
Me
the
too.
the off season is always so interesting, because the beginning of off season, there's really like not much to really talk about and like dive into. But now that we're getting into the preparation, everyone's changing contracts, changing teams, changing geography. It's all compiling to be one crazy fucking 2023 season. So with that being said, your goals for 2023, aside from being the best racer that you can be, is there anything like smaller goal oriented wise that you're aiming for? Are you trying to like shoot for? Are they telling you to shoot for like, oh, let's try doing like top 10, let's see if we get in top 10, or is like, do you have like some goals for yourself that you set?
I don't like putting a numerical goal for myself, because I feel like, for me, I don't really like it. If I don't get it, I feel pressured, and then if I do get it, it's like, okay, well then where do I go from here? If my goal is to get first, when I get first, where do you go from there?
Right.
You're already at the top. So for me, the goal is to just, wherever I start off in the first round, maybe I'll finish first, maybe I'll finish last, something in between, whatever it is, start wherever I start, and then every time close the gap to the leaders in every session, and every weekend try and just make steps forward, learn
Improve,
as much as I can, keep working with the team, improving, and just, and overall have a good time, if you're not enjoying it, why are you riding? So for me, it's just have fun, enjoy it, and then learn and improve as much as you can.
Right.
It is you have to be happy, right? And really enjoy what you're doing. And if a happy rider is a fast rider, right?
Exactly.
So yeah. And just the excitement, right? Because traveling this year, Luke's going to be a lot different than last year, because you got on some planes, but I'm pretty sure maybe some of the tracks you guys drove to, right? Whereas now you're in the world stage, so you're going to be flying a lot from countries to countries. And I know that's super exciting. What country do you look most forward to going to? Not just for the racing part of it, but just for just something, because you're like, the culture of it.
Italy, probably. I'm really excited to go to there, because, obviously
Italy.
It's Italy. I don't really need to go into much detail about that, but
No, you don't.
I mean, to be honest, as I said before, like, there's not really anything specific about this year that I'm excited for. It's just the whole package. I'm excited about everything. I mean, that if you ask me about something, I don't imagine I'm going to say, oh, I'm not excited for it. Just everything. I'm a happy, excited person.
I can tell, and that's awesome.
That's good.
That's good. Very much so.
We feel that energy, because Chris, there are some riders out there that set the bar so high for themselves that it ends up killing them in the end. You know what I mean? So when I asked you about like your goals and stuff like that, there's a lot of people like, oh, I'm gonna try to crack top 15 right now, and then the next race I'm gonna crack top 10, and like they set these specific goals, and it ends up chewing their ass out in the end. So it's good to know that you're like, you know what, wherever I set the bar, that's where I'm gonna go from there.
Yeah, because it's added pressure you put on yourself, just like what Luke said. Yeah, I couldn't do it neither, man. And it's awesome. You get to go to a new team, and they're just like, be you and have fun, right? And that's where you'll get the best out of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people really struggle when the pressure gets high, when they're putting too much pressure on themselves. That's something I've done way too many times to count before. So, as a person, you learn from your mistakes, and I think just start wherever you start, no pressure. First weekend, just enjoy it, have fun, soak it all in, enjoy the experience, and then from then on, righto, this is where we're starting, this is where we need to go, how do we get there, let's just make the steps.
Fuck so, yeah.
Yep.
You guys are definitely different than me, because I play basketball, and I always tell myself I'm about to drop more than 10 points every game. I put that pressure on myself. I'm starting my basketball league in 2 weeks, and I'm already talking about, I'm gonna be dropping 15 points a game. I'm about to fuck everybody up. now piggybacking off of that, do you enjoy any other sports besides from motorsports, Luke?
If I'm going to be perfectly honest, motorbikes has pretty much taken up my whole life. So there's not really much I do outside of it. But I do enjoy things, Like, I mean, I used to, as a kid, I would do Australian rules football. So I was pretty decent at that, and I really enjoyed that. I like, going to the water and doing wakeboarding, kneeboarding, all that sort of stuff. But otherwise, no. No. But for me, on a daily basis, like if you watch a day in my life, I just do stuff related to motorbikes. I train, I do a lot of emails and everything, trying to prepare for, the year ahead, and just everything I'm trying to do is to set myself up best for where I'm trying to go. So for me, the other stuff, that's fun and everything, but that's not important, Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So when you start this new season, going into all this traveling, Luke, do you leave directly from your personal house with like two big ass suitcases full of belongings, and that's basically what you're going to have minus team wear?
Yeah. So pretty much what I'll do is I will take a set of gear. So a helmet, leathers, just one set of everything. And then I will pack a suitcase with whatever clothes I think I'll need, a couple warm clothes, couple, summer clothes, and then
a PlayStation.
Head off from there. So, my Xbox.
Oh, your Xbox. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, Chris.
And then just
Xbox, baby.
And then I'll just go from there. So, this year was quite funny actually, because I went to the US with one gear bag and then 2 bags full of clothes. Well, actually, technically it was 1.5 gear bag, 1.5 clothes, but I came back with 3 bags plus 2 big boxes, like massive boxes full of stuff. So I don't want to take too much overseas this year, because I imagine I'll come back with more than I went there with.
Oh yeah,
right. Stuff that you bought along the way, right?
Yeah.
This nice suit from Italy, like a nice little custom suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I would do the same thing.
Dude, that whole experience is about to be freaking hype for you, man. How old are you, Luke?
I've just turned 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, ladies, you just turned 18. No, I'm kidding.
How did you like Texas and Coda?
Oh, yes.
I didn't actually get to ride Coda because that was a Superbike only round. But
that's right.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's a really nice atmosphere and a really nice place with the facilities and everything. And the track looks awesome. So,
It is.
Oh, so
that's something Motoamerica needs to do.
Mm.
Is have super sport there along with the super bikes.
Oh, it'll be so sick. It's so sick. They had the Aprilia North American Talent Cup there. So those little 250s.
Yeah.
So why not throw a freaking super sport bike in there? God damn, that'd be sick. So you were there. You were there watching the super bike. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was working at I was working on the corner. I was on turn 18, and like I had to save a couple people from crashes. So it was great seeing Motoamerica there at the same time MotoGP was there. I'm assuming you had a paddock pass. Did you get to meet any of the MotoGP riders besides Jack Miller?
I didn't spend a great deal of time chatting to the GP riders. The person actually I spoke to the most is, I don't know if you guys have heard of Joel Kelso. He's an Australian Moto3 rider.
Yep.
Yeah.
I grew up racing with Joel in Australia, so that was really cool to see him in the US and hang out with him and see how he was going. So
Joel's mega.
He's a good kid. So he's done well this year. So it was cool to see him.
Did he give you any advice?
No, we talked about stuff that had nothing to do with racing, which was quite nice actually. Just catch up, hang out, and just chew the fat, talk about whatever. It was good fun.
Being friends, right? Yeah, that's what it's about.
That's lit. That's lit, man. Is there something aside from obviously your essential belongings? Is there something that you take with you everywhere you go? So some people might have a lucky pair of socks, some lucky underwear, a certain hat, a bracelet, a necklace. Do you have anything that sticks out of the ordinary?
I mean, I have my 2 neck chains that I wear, but I just wear them everywhere. I don't take them off, you know. In terms of racing, one of them was my dad's from when he was a bit younger, and the other one my girlfriend got me, so I wear them.
Sorry, ladies.
And in terms of like riding, I've got my lucky socks and everything. I've got my certain skins that I like to wear and everything. So
lucky socks,
you know, just the usual stuff.
Shit, lucky socks, bro. What?
Yeah.
Damn. I have my. I'm gonna put it on this camera. I have my carbon fiber dog tag that my mom gave me. I wear that shit everywhere. And besides, it gets a lot of the looks. Like, oh, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's carbon fiber encased in glass, boy. Like, it's freaking sick.
That's awesome.
Sick. Chris, you got something?
He said encased in glass. That's hilarious. So what are you doing today going to Phillip Island? Are you just doing a track day, or are you actually riding a bike?
Yeah. So I'm riding my I've got just a stock Kawasaki ZX6 that I'm going to be riding today. Just, you know, bike time, getting, you know, just keeping my mind sharp and having fun on a bike before I head overseas, and just trying to stay, you know, focused on the goal and just keep working and working. So,
how far are you from Phillip Island?
Only about an hour and a bit. So,
that ain't bad.
Yeah,
that ain't bad.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah,
freaking Dakota's like 2 days away from me.
Yeah, I'm very lucky because where I live is the southeast part of Australia, so Victoria, and we've got 4 or 5 tracks in our state, and our state's probably only, you know, I mean, I only have to go 4 hours up, and then I'm in New South Wales, so we've got tracks everywhere that we can go to. So very lucky in that sense.
So you're from the same place Boris is from, Mihaljevic.
Mihaljevic.
Mm-hmm. Boris, Moto PG.
Oh, I don't know if you
podcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. I didn't know he lived in Victoria, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. Or around
Victoria,
there.
We're the same place.
Yeah.
But Boris is cool because like we had him on the podcast like a couple months ago, and we were just talking about like Australian culture in contrast to like American culture, and I feel like we're so similar in every way, shape, and form. Like Boris was like, I wish I could own as many guns as Americans do. What was your what were your like favorite things either to do or to eat in America? Like what were some things outside of racing that kind of interested you in America that you're like, this is sick, I wish we had this? I'm not gonna go the usual route that everyone else goes. Ooh, I did enjoy In-N-Out. I don't know if you guys have heard of the protein burger, but that was like a burger, but with the lettuce around it. Yeah. Oh, that was great. So good. The fries are trash though.
But I really enjoyed fishing in America.
Oh.
I got into fishing like a month before I left to go to America. And when I was in America, there was a little sort of, I mean, I think you guys call it a pond. It was like a pond, near where I was. So I just walk across the road and go fishing in the pond every, couple of days. So that was great fun.
That's awesome. I like to fish too. Yeah, that's good. It's calming. It's relaxing. You focus your mind, and it's a lot of fun. And it's exciting when you catch something big, right? That fight and that struggle.
Yeah, it's great.
That motherfucker out the shit. Like,
yeah, it is. Did you throw them back, or did you keep them and eat them?
Nah, we threw them back.
I would too.
I don't want to kill a fish if I don't have to, and I had food there, so I was like, go back. That was good fun.
Man,
the funny thing was though, I think there's so many days I could have sworn I caught the same fish about 5 or 6 times. Like
that fish is just dumb as hell. Then
he was hungry.
I think it was asking to be eaten. I was getting ready. Hungry. I was like, oh baby.
Do you enjoy eating fish? Is fish part of your diet?
Yeah, I love fish.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Fish is great.
I really like seafood.
Oh, okay, all right. America is very synonymous with that. I don't know what the food diet is like in Oklahoma. I live in New York, so we have literally everything. Was there anything native to Oklahoma that you enjoyed either doing or eating? Like, did you get to like explore there's obviously American culture, but every state has their own culture within the culture. Was there anything like Oklahoma-esque that you were able to do?
There wasn't so much anything that I was able to, like, well, I mean, I was obviously able to do really whatever I wanted, but
Right.
there wasn't really much that I did. But I did see a lot of things that were quite cool and different about Oklahoma, Texas, compared to the likes of Florida, the likes of New York, the likes of California. You know, as you said, every place has its different, you know, sort of subculture within the American culture. So it was definitely cool to see, for sure.
It's a lot quieter down there than it is up here. Because were you in Jersey? You did Jersey, right?
I did Jersey, and then I went across to New York for a couple of days.
Oh, Chris, I am sorry I'm hogging this segment right now, but you
No, go ahead, man.
Your experience in New York. What the hell did you do in my hometown?
I have a family friend who I was there with, and we did quite a lot of stuff. I can't remember exactly where she was. I think she was like north of Manhattan.
Okay.
So we'd take the subway down to Manhattan, and we just, you know, chill. I mean, I was really lucky. I went to a Hugo Boss store one day with my auntie and my family friend and cleaned up. It was great fun.
Oh, that's mega.
I ended up getting a couple of really nice stuff. I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then we did a couple of tourist things. Like we walked across, which
Brooklyn
bridge did we walk across? It might have been Brooklyn Bridge. Well, we definitely walked across Brooklyn. We walked across the other one, though. Is it the George Washington Bridge as well, right?
Ew. Why would you walk across that one? No,
See, because it was there.
Bro.
Yeah, right?
The reason why I said ew is because for regular folk like me, and we got to drive to New York City, that bridge charges $16 to cross your car through that damn fucking bridge.
Damn.
It $16, Chris.
That's crazy.
Now, walking it is probably a way better experience because it's the bridge that connects New Jersey to New York.
Mm-hmm.
What was your initial thought of like Times Square? Like, holy shit, this is like what you see in movies.
Honestly, I don't even remember really what I thought. I just remember rocking up to Times Square and being like, whew, sweet. All right.
The smells.
This is mega, right?
Yeah. It was everything, pretty much everything that I did, everywhere I went was just unique, you know? So it was cool. Everything was a surreal experience. So
yeah, it was
really cool.
It was definitely a different vibe. Like if we hope to have you back here in America, or like at least visiting, man. And if you ever come to New York, I got you, bro. I'll be a personal chauffeur. But
thank you, man.
The smells, the culture of New York City, I'm glad that you got to like really experience that, because there are some riders that kind of just they come here and they don't really go out like that. They just kind of stay still at where they're at, which, you know, respect to them. So I'm actually happy to hear that you were able to kind of experience more of the subculture within the American states. Was there like a favorite state that you visited? I don't know if Chris asked this already, but like, was there like a favorite state that you visited? You're like, damn, this place is dope.
Yeah, so unfortunately it's not New York, and it's not.
All right, I'm out. Okay, guys, I'll see you later, man.
No, and it's not Oklahoma neither, is it?
No.
Yeah.
It was actually my auntie and uncle, so my dad's brother and his wife live in Boca Raton, which is just north of Miami in Florida.
Yep, I know exactly where that's at.
Man, I loved that place. That's probably honestly my favorite
shit.
place on earth.
Yeah,
It's
very nice.
Florida's like
It
the
is amazing.
Antichrist of America. God damn it, yo. I'm joking.
Yeah, I grew up in Florida in Jacksonville and Orange Park, so yeah, I've been all up and down Florida.
I lived in West Palm.
It's awesome.
Damn, so you're a Miami, like a Miami boy, like Florida by the water type shit, huh?
I'm just a mutt. I'm everything.
I know that's right. It's like me. I'm everywhere. I'm everything. I'm everywhere.
That's really good. But
yeah, enjoy life. That's what it's about.
Enjoy life.
Y'all keep hearing my dog over here barking. I know you guys can hear him.
Got any pets, Luke?
You got any pets?
Yeah, I've got 2 dogs, and then I've also got sheep.
Oh, nice. Look, this is Cruz. Luke,
So
say hi, Cruz.
he's got
There you go,
sheep,
Cruz.
and he likes Florida more than New York. I think I've heard enough.
That's awesome.
No, but honestly, Luke, it's about that time, man. We appreciate you being here, bro. This was hella fun, man, and we would love to talk to you again, like midway through the season or after the season. Like we consider people that come on the show a part of the PTG fam, and we are so happy that you gave us a chance, because we ain't got the views like that, but it's cool to have people on here and just fucking talk their shit, right? So I really appreciate your time, man. For real. It's been so fun, and we hope to have you back. Chris, did you have anything that you want to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to say, Luke, and I've said this over Messenger when we talk, man, it's an honor, because it really is an honor to sit down and have this conversation with you. And I hope in the future, mid-season or after the season, you would want to come back on and we can do a season recap, right?
Yeah, no, thank you very much for mine, guys. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it, and had a great time on the on this podcast. And yeah, pleasure's all mine. Really appreciate it, and yeah, for sure, we'll definitely do something throughout the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yo, so if you guys like this episode, please go ahead and leave us a like, leave us a comment at the bottom, because any criticism is good criticism, and me and Chris are always here to hear what you guys
criticism.
think about this.
Yep.
Mr.
Luke,
Jedi Mind Trick Luke Howard.
Did you want to shout out your Instagram and your Facebook and all that?
Yeah, so if any of you guys want to follow me and my progress this year in the World Supersport Championship with the Moto2 Racing by Pachetti Kawasaki team, I have Instagram, Luke_Power_Racing, Facebook, Luke Power Racing, Twitter, Luke68Power, and my website, lukepowerracing.com. So any of them, you can find me and what I'm doing. So really appreciate the support, everyone, and hopefully you guys, enjoy what I'm doing.
Yes, everybody, please go check them out. Absolutely, and follow them on everything, all platforms, all social media. And Luke, just know that I'll be watching all year long. Luke Power, let's get it, baby. Let's get it.
Yo, you better.
Thank you, guys.
You're very welcome.
Shit, because I swear to God, Luke, I'll be like, I don't know that guy. No, I'm joking.
I'm gonna be messaging him, Luke, dude.
It's like, what the fuck did you turn 5? Come on, man.
That's awesome.
It's good. It'll be a push.
Hell yeah.
Good.
I appreciate you coming on the show, man. As you can see, me and Chris are just free spirited. Like we do whatever on this show, just like you do whatever out there. Like we just have fun, and like we love talking to you guys like freaking humans and not computers. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Definitely would love to have you back. I'll go ahead and plug in like all your information in the YouTube description. And on that note, we appreciate your time. And for everybody watching, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast with Mr. Jedi Mind Trick.